Hello, Sanford. You are listening to Sanford Sports Radio. I am Jonathan West, and welcome to the Howlers. Your Sanford Coyotes have done the impossible, and in their second year of play are in the MAC Conference Championship game. They are favored for this game against NIU in what is being called a grudge match between these two teams. And, well, after their closed practice, all signs seem to be positive from what we know, as they are riding a 7-game win streak. We'll see how well this team can play today. Of course, freshman quarterback Tanner Patrick still undefeated since taking over the starting role. We'll see if this team can continue. Conveniently, the first game against NIU this season was the first start for Sanford. So, for Tanner Patrick, We'll see if that at all plays any part in this week's matchup. But it is really the impossible, if you ask me, this week. No one anticipated a MAC title game this year, as we will see how well this team plays. Hello, Sanford. You are listening to the Sanford Sports Radio. We are here in Ford Field, home of the Detroit Lions, for the MAC Conference Championship game, as things are going to be huge this week as Sanford faces NIU in the grudge match everybody's been waiting for. NIU took Game 1 last year. Sanford took Game 2 this year. And now the grudge match happens in the MAC title game. It doesn't get any bigger than this, especially for a young program like Sanford. You get the opportunity to prove yourself in the conference in a title game in only your second year. It's going to be fun to watch, especially with all the momentum on Sanford's side. They had to fight to get here. And in a hell of a senior day as we saw just last week, well, we'll see how well this team can play. Hopefully it won't just be 5 Jason Weaver field goals that they have to rely on. As Coach Wolf is ecstatic for this, he said some positive things from the little bit I got to talk to him before really we got to this point. He said after practice that this team is ready and that they should play their best football as we are underway. Tracy Weaver kicks us away, and that is Tommy Mister, the man who will return it. As Mister takes the carry up, or takes the return up to the 30-yard line, as that will be the starting point for NIU as the Huskies look to get things underway, but already starting off with some miscommunication on that offensive line, it looks like, as a false start for NIU, pushing them back 5 yards. First and 15 here is I believe Nate Graham to take that snap. He swings it out to Jordan Up. That'll be a loss of 1 though, as his momentum took him out of bounds. Second and 16 here. Graham starting the no huddle early as the handoff goes to Huff, and Huff is dragged down quick. That's Shane Townsend that brought him down, and Joe Irvin really almost got to him first. Third and 16 here, as it's an early third and long for the Huskies, as Graham looks to throw here as he goes deep, and that is Dante McPherson, the senior safety, as he makes the big play there. An early interception here for Sanford, as that is enormous, giving Sanford the football quickly. First and 10 here under center is Tanner Patrick. Patrick looking to roll out here, it looks like. He throws on the run, connects with Tremaine Dingle. A beautiful throw and catch from the freshman to the sophomore, as Dingle with enough for the first down, just enough, as they'll now go first and 10 once again. And they're going flea flicker early here as Patrick throws it up, and Herb Fellows almost called him Rob Thomas. Couldn't come up with that one. It was in about triple coverage, and a mistake throw there by Patrick. As second and 10 here, handoff goes to Claude Fleming. That's going to be a gain of 2, nothing much going there, as that'll bring now up 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8 now as Patrick looks to throw out of the shotgun, and he misses his intended target. It looked like his intended target was Rob Thomas, but he couldn't hit him. As 1st and 10, handoff goes to Jordan Huff here for NIU as they take back over. It'll be a 7-yard gain there for Huff. The first gain Huff's had so far today. 2nd and 3 as the no huddle continues once again. They get the play from the sideline. As Graham looks to throw, he's going to take off instead. That's Joe Irvin picking up the sack. He ran right into the big freshman, and you're not getting away from that man. As Graham is brought down, it'll be 3rd and 10 now. Shotgun formation, Graham looks to throw here. He connects with Sanford, who was left wide open. 23-yard gain brought down by Dante McPherson. As the Huskies are in Coyote territory, Stedler, the man in motion. Huff looks to run again. That's going to be a gain of 2 off that handoff. And this defense is not going to let them go far, it looks like. The passing attack, of course, is the weak point for the Sanford defense. If they pass too much, this could get ugly as a stop there by Dante McPherson on Huff as he gets back to the line. 3rd and 8 now, and it looks like a jump on the NIU offensive line. Another false start's going to bring him back 5 yards once again. That'll make it 3rd and long. 3rd and 13 here as Graham looks to throw out of shotgun. Tries to connect over the middle with Blake, but that one's batted away. Trey McLaughlin, the man who bats it away. Sanford takes back over after the NIU Husky punt. And Claude Fleming can't find much room. A 2-yard gain there as this offense looks to try and stay balanced. They stayed to the ground game with Nigel McTaggart. He'll get back to the line, but that is it. 3rd and 8 now upcoming. 3rd and 8 for Tanner Patrick and company as Patrick rolls out just a bit. He wanted Rob Thomas, couldn't connect. It's picked off by Smalls, and that's going to be a big interception down to the 5-yard line of Sanford. As NIU looking to make well on this interception. Jordan Huff, though, can't get anything. He'll lose 2 yards on that as Deshaun Hollis brings him down. 2nd and goal here is Graham hands off. That's Jordan Huff again. He's brought down after a gain of 3 by Trey McLaughlin, the junior middle linebacker, already getting involved early. 3rd and goal, handoff goes to Huff, and he is brought down, not even able to get to the line. A loss of 2 as this defense was all over it. Senior Trey Galloway will get credited for that tackle. NIU has to settle as it's 3-0 here. Claude Fleming will take the handoff. It's going to be a gain of 6. That's so far been Fleming's best carry of the day. 2nd and 4 as the first quarter is coming to a close shortly. They take the option here to Patrick as 1st and 10 will be upcoming as enough for the first down on that run. They're now in this full house once again as the handoff goes to McTaggart. Look at Nigel McTaggart go. Powering through with a 9-yard gain. McTaggart showing off that power we've seen from him before. They stay in the full house on 2nd and 1 and tried for the fullback, Antoine Bradford, but he couldn't gain anything. It'll be 3rd and 1 now. Bradford was the man in motion as this will be the last play of the first quarter. Play action to Duron Costello. That's going to be a 21-yard reception as that is a first down taking us to the end of the first quarter. NIU leads early 3-0, but Sanford is driving. Welcome back, folks, to the Sanford NIU MAC title game. As you're listening to Sanford Sports Radio, I'm Jonathan West. As it's a 7-yard gain here on first down by Claude Fleming. As 2nd and 3, the pitch goes out to Fleming again here as Fleming finds room to run once again. A 9-yard gain and enough for the first as they are now inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, Patrick to throw, connects with Rob Thomas. 7-yard touchdown reception, and the freshmen connect with each other for the first touchdown of the game in the first Sanford lead. 7-3 here as NIU takes over after the Sanford touchdown. Graham hands off to Huff, and Huff finds a hole. He's up past midfield, down at around the 41-yard line. 32-yard run there for NIU. As 1st and 10 here, Graham on the run after the no huddle is called. He's going to take it and slide as they have entered the red zone once again. Or I'm sorry, they are nearing the red zone here. They're not exactly there just yet at the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 as the no huddle continues. Huff tries to run off tackle from the right side, but can't find room as Joe Irvin's all over him. The big man brings him down quickly once again. As 2nd and 12 play action for Graham. He tries to take off, but guess who's bottled up? Gabriel Connor able to pick up this sack. This time around is, well, just Graham couldn't find anywhere to run. He was stacked up by his own offensive line, and Connor just really paid dividends. Third and long here with 3rd and 14. Graham in the shotgun. He's going to take the snap, looks to throw deep, and that one's nearly intercepted once again by Dante McPherson, as that would have been another big pick there. NIU going to settle for another field goal as the kick is up, and it is good. It's a 1-point ball game now as NIU makes it 6-7. Sanford still on top, though, as they take back over. Patrick out of the pistol. Hooks up with Antoine Bradford on the check down. That's going to be a gain of 4 for the Coyotes. 2nd and 6. Tanner Patrick going to hand off here. That's Claude Fleming. And that's going to be only a gain of about 2 once again as he stood up pretty quickly. Fleming not having the most productive day today. As 3rd and 4, they are setting up a screen. Nigel McTaggart, the man who's going to take it. And he gets enough for the first down. Gain of 6 on that screen. It worked out to the best of Sanford. Shotgun formation once again on 1st down is play action here for Patrick. He's going to go deep as that one overthrown for the way of Rob Thomas. That should have been intercepted. He's lucky it wasn't. As Patrick hands back off to Fleming on 2nd and 10. It's another 2-yard gain as that's been most of these carries today for Fleming. 3rd and 8. Patrick looking to drop back. He's going across the middle. That is Duran Costello. How he caught that, I don't know. 29-yard reception. Just over the shoulder of the middle linebacker, and Costello able to haul it in. Very, very nice play. As Patrick and company look to continue driving as Harrison Frazier picks up this reception, 13 yards as they have entered deep into the red zone now. 1st and goal, handoff goes to Fleming. He's brought down though behind the line. That's going to be a loss of 4. William Lee, the man who brought him down on that one. We're taking a look at the replay in the stadium, and a quick tackle by Lee it was as Patrick tries to check down to Duran Costello here on 2nd down, but he doesn't even really seem to realize the football is there. Patrick on 3rd and goal wanted, I believe, indeed Rob Thomas in the end zone, but couldn't connect as Jacob Fields grabs that one away. Interception by NIU. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 20 here as they got a touchback from the pick. Jordan Huff with only a 1-yard carry. 2nd and 9, pistol formation for the Huskies as Graham to throw, connects with Huff. As Huff gains some yards, only 3 though on the screen. So they're going to have to try and get a big play here on 3rd and 6 if they want a chance to score before half. 3rd and 6, shotgun, Graham to throw, connects with Jordan Huff. That'll be enough for the first down. Not a big gainer, only 9 yards. As 1st and 10 once again after this no huddle. Graham looks to throw. He's going to take off, but he's brought down. Another sack of Ryan Graham. I'm sorry, I've been calling him Nate this entire time. I apologize. As that's Heath Haley on that tackle. As another big sack for Sanford is made. And all of them have been from Graham trying to take off. 2nd and 15 now following that sack of Graham. He checks down on the screen to Tommy Mister, as that's going to be a gain of 20 and enough for the first down. That play right there may be the setup that NIU needed to get maybe into field goal range. As 1st and 10, Graham to throw. He hooks up with Wyman. Wyman, that's a 9-yard gain. And that nearly sets them up, I believe, in the field goal range. 2nd and 1, Graham to throw, can't connect with his intended target, as that one will fall incomplete. Man-on coverage was Flash Gibson as 3rd and 1, and a much-needed false start here from NIU. That is a saving grace for Sanford. That'll move NIU back 5 yards. 3rd and 6 here, shotgun formation. Graham going to take the snap. He connects with Blake, though. That's going to be enough for the first down, and they may have just entered field goal range. 1st and 10 here as Graham takes the snap out of shotgun. Lobs it up to Tears, as that's a 7-yard gain. If they weren't already in field goal range, I'd say they are now, as they are nearly at the 30. 2nd and 3, Graham takes the snap, looks to run again, but he goes down. Everyone on this defensive line has a sack pretty much as Deshaun Hollis joins. 3rd and 4, Graham looks to throw, goes deep to the end zone, and Ezra Saffold turns around and is able to make the play. He was matched up on, I believe, Flash Gibson. And Gibson just doesn't keep well enough coverage. He gets caught up and keeps running. And that's the big mistake there. As Sam Moore getting a chance to return here. And he finds a way away from all the defenders. He's down the sideline to the 30, the 20, 15, 10. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Sanford. Sam Moore, 97-yard kickoff return. That is one way to rebuttal after NIU just scored. This will be the final play of the half here. Graham throws up a Hail Mary. It's intercepted by Richard Cruz. It's not going to mean much as he can't go anywhere, but that is a big play to seal the deal. A big momentum boost for this secondary as Cruz gets a big interception. We'll head into halftime now. 14-13 is your score. Sanford on top. We'll be back with more. You're listening to Sanford Sports Radio. Welcome back to the second half here as Sanford starts with a football. Tanner Patrick will take it on the option for a gain of 9. I am Jonathan West. You're listening to Sanford Sports Radio. It's 14-13 as 2nd and 1. It's a power option here as Fleming gets the pitch from Patrick and a 24-yard rush there. So it looked like Patrick still had running room. Not sure why he pitched it off, but nonetheless a nice gain there. As 1st and 10, Tanner Patrick hands off to Nigel McTaggart. This ground game has started to come alive here. An 8-yard gain for McTaggart. And this is a different looking rushing attack from Sanford. 2nd and 2, empty set. Patrick to throw. He connects with Herb Fellows, but I'm not entirely sure if that was really the intended target. It's an 8-yard gain and enough for the first, but I think Herb Fellows really just took that one away. As Fleming on 2nd down gains 6 on this carry, and that's going to be enough for a solid gain here, setting up 2nd and manageable here with 2nd and 4. Play action, and that one is just batted away from Rob Thomas. That could have been a big play if caught and big play if picked. 3rd and 4 here as Tanner Patrick looks to make the big play, but it's intercepted. Embry with the interceptions. The intended target was Herb Fellows, but 2 defenders were in the area. It was a poor decision by Tanner Patrick to try and go deep and connect with his number 1 man this time. As a just easy interception for Embry, he was able to get a nice return out of it, as it's 1st and 10 here for the Huskies. Handoff goes to Huff, and that's going to be a 3-yard gain on this one. So nothing has been going really for Jordan Huff too much here as of late. 2nd and 7 as Graham takes it on the option, and he's going to gain just about enough for the first down. That's going to be a gain of 7. 3rd and inches here as the no huddle continues here for NIU. Graham takes it on another option, and he's brought down by Ronnie Hansen, but not after a 9-yard gain and another big Husky first down. 1st and 10 as the Huskies look to continue driving here. They go to the power option. Down goes Graham though. Deshaun Hollis on the 3-yard loss. Another big tackle by this defensive line of Sanford. They have been playing extremely well today. 2nd and 13 as Graham connects with Tears there, a 6-yard gain. That'll set up a 3rd and, well, indifferent if you ask me, as it's 3rd and 7. Shotgun formation, Graham takes the snap. He hooks up with Saffold, and that's going to be enough for the first. Gain of 9 on that one. 1st and 10 here as Sanford's defense needs to step up. As Graham goes play action, connects with Tears again, and that's a fumble by Tears. I believe, though, his knee may have been down. It is recovered by NIU nonetheless, and they will keep control of the football. 1st and 10 out of the full house, and they go to the option, and the pitch went to Huff, and it's a 7-yard gain there. They went to the zone read option. 2nd and 3 now. They stay in this full house as the no huddle continues. Graham to play action. Nearly intercepted as McLaughlin had a hand on it. That interception could have been big as it's 3rd and 3. Graham takes off on the option. He's got running room to the 10, to the 5, and into the end zone goes Graham. Touchdown NIU as they take back the lead. Setting up here for this 2-point conversion. Graham throws, connects with Tears over the middle, and that will make it a 7-point ball game now. 21-14 as NIU connects on the 2-point conversion. Patrick takes the snap here on 1st and 10, connects with Herb Fellows. 17-yard reception, a big first down. Sanford tries to get another drive rolling here. 1st and 10 out of the pistol. Patrick just gets the ball out of his hands as he takes a big shot. So they just don't want to see any more interceptions here. 2nd and 10 handoff goes to Antoine Bradford, but the fullback can't get anything out of the full house run. It's a gain of 3 as 3rd and 7 now upcoming. Shotgun formation, Patrick to throw. He hooks up with Thomas. Thomas able to avoid one tackle, and that's going to be enough for the first. 11-yard gain. As 1st and 10, Patrick looks to throw. He connects with Fleming. Fleming, though, can't get much off the screen as that's going to be a gain of 1. The defense of NIU has played tough when facing Claude Fleming all day long. Patrick tries to hook up with fellows on the slant. He's hit as he throws, as he goes incomplete as he looks down. And it looks like Dillon's going to have to check into the ball game here as Parker Dillon throws it up. And it is dropped by Herb Fellows. That was a surefire big play, but dropped by the number 1 receiver here in Sanford. Dillon has to throw again, throws it up, and is intercepted by Lurie, as that is a big pick there. Interception number 4 of the day. And I'm sorry, that's Tanner Patrick that threw that football. I thought it was Parker Dillon, but Patrick came back into the ball game for that throw. And another interception as NIU takes back over. A gain of 1 there for Ezra Saffold on the wide receiver screen. The no huddle continues here, 2nd and 9, as this may just be the last play of the third quarter. Graham to throw, connects with Wyman as he'll lose 2 on that catch. Tackle made by Trey McLaughlin. So that will take us to the end of the third quarter. It's 21-14 NIU on top of this one. You are listening to Sanford Sports Radio, and the final quarter of play will be up right after this. It's the final quarter of play here in the MAC Conference Championship, as Graham throws the screen to Huff here on 3rd and 11. As it is only a 1-yard gain, they're going to have to punt. It's 21-14, Sanford down right now as they go option. Patrick on the run. He couldn't find much room, but gains 4 on that carry. 2nd and 6 here now, pistol formation. Handoff goes to Claude Fleming, as he's going to gain 3 on that one. It's going to be a manageable 3rd and 3 now coming up. As 3rd and 3 still in the pistol, they go option one more time. Patrick has to fight, and he gets enough for the first down, and just enough at that. They are closing in here. They're in NIU territory. They just got to play smart as Fleming on the run gains 4 once again. This team has now just eclipsed the century mark on the ground. 2nd and 6 is Patrick on play action. Tried to connect with Rob Thomas again, and Lurie with a 2nd interception. As a hell of a return into Coyotes territory. That is interception number 5 on the day for Tanner Patrick. He's been trying to hit Rob Thomas a lot today, but can't get the job done. 1st and 10. Graham looks to throw, and he connects with Wyman. That is a 12-yard gain and enough for the first down, as Sanford's defense needs to make something happen big time here. 1st and 10 in the 5-wide set. Graham looks to run. As he'll take off, he stumbles, and he will get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 here. Is Graham going to take off on a quarterback keeper, as that's going to be a 3rd and 6. Or I'm sorry, gain of 4, 3rd and 6 upcoming. 3rd and 6 in the empty formation. Graham looks to throw, as he's brought down though after a gain of 2 on the run. Elliott Flowers, the man on the tackle. We'll see what they decide to go with. They're going to take the field goal. The kick is up, and it is just good, barely inside that left upright. As it is now a 2-possession game. Patrick's got to make something happen. He connects with Deron Costello on the deep ball. 40, 35, and out of bounds goes Costello. He knew he was going to get tackled. He could hear footsteps, so he took his best to save himself and get out of bounds. Big play there for Sanford, as that is a much-needed big play. We haven't seen a lot of that today. As Patrick takes the snap, once again setting up that mesh pattern that they love so much. Rob Thomas on the reception, an 11-yard reception, enough for the first. 1st and 10, still in the shotgun. Patrick to throw. He checks down to Fleming. That's going to be a gain of 3 as he goes out of bounds. This offense just taking what the defense can give them here to a point, as it's 2nd and 7. Connects with Herb Fellows, as that's going to be enough for the first down, gain of 13, as they are now inside the 10. 1st and goal, Patrick to throw as he takes the hit. Down he goes for a loss of 9. Jack Heflin on the sack there. As the clock's starting to become an enemy for Sanford. 2nd and goal in the shotgun. They're going to run their bread and butter, that mesh pattern, into the end zone, but it's batted away. Jacob Fields, the man who's already got a pick, was the one who batted that one away. 3rd and goal. As Patrick to throw, he connects with Costello, and Costello down at the 1-yard line. It brings up 4th and goal after the 15-yard gain. They throw out to Fleming. Fleming finds room into the end zone. Touchdown, Sanford. It is a 3-point ball game pending the extra point, of course. This is insane. After 5 interceptions, it is just a 3-point ball game. It's Jordan Huff on the run. We know what NIU wants to do. They want to run clock. They want to run this football out here. As 2nd and 8, pistol formation, handoff goes to Huff. He is bottled up. It's 3rd and 12 coming up. Here's Ronnie Hansen. Got the stop there. Sanford, with their last timeout, is able to stop the clock after the Trey McLaughlin tackle there. 4th and 14, 49 seconds remain. The boot goes away as Lewis McMahon's going to get a good chance to return this. And he's going to find room. They are in to NIU territory. 17-yard return by McMahon. 39 seconds remain here. 1st and 10, Patrick in the shotgun. He's going to throw. Goes deep, and it's intercepted. Olotu Jr. with the pick. And that, folks, will seal this ball game. They went to their bread and butter, that mesh pattern, but they went to the well one too many times, wanting her fellows for that deep post. Couldn't get it, and this game has come to an end. NIU are your MAC Conference champions. It's a tough pill to swallow, as Sanford fought back to continue to be in this ball game. But as a lot of games have gone here in Sanford through these first 2 years, late game interception seals it. They've got to play smarter next year, and they got to play a much more precise ball game. They got to really just focus on what the defense gives them and make sure Tanner Patrick doesn't try and risk too much with his, well, not very powerful arm strength. However, the NIU Huskies are your MAC champions. Sanford will have to go into their bowl game this year without a MAC title momentum boost. As your final here from Ford Field, 24-21, Northern Illinois on top of Sanford. The next time we see you folks here on the Sanford Sports Radio, we will be having a special edition of the Howler, a year-in review where we'll talk all about how this team played. We'll talk about who made the All-American list, and we'll talk a bit about the upcoming bowl game. So the next time we see you, it'll be all talk about exactly how this team can maybe end the year on a high note in their first ever bowl game against the Indiana Hoosiers. We will see you folks then, as this has been Jonathan West, and you have been listening to the Sanford Sports Radio.